everything changed. What Trae Young do? Hold on. Oh, everything is no, I'm not. They'll be joining shortly. Something happened to my shot though. Hold on. I guess it's a little better. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. I had to change it. But once everybody jump on, it should definitely even out. Drink more water. I can check. I think we do. And when we restart the league, I'll check with Nick and FIFO and see what we got. So we're waiting on Shelton. He's gonna jump on Zoom, and FIFO will also be joining us on Zoom. So it kind of fell apart at the last minute. We're all supposed to be in here, so I had to reset the studio up like 2 or 3 times. So they should be here in a sec. Yeah, there's Shelton right there. See if I can get this game on, man. I don't, I know y'all said I was solo. I wonder if I could do an actual solo show. That would be interesting. I can talk all day. Let's see here. Oh, Trae Young came through in the clutch. Last I looked at that game, it was 94-93, something like that. And then I was watching the Kings and Spurs on League Pass. So I'll see here. What are we gonna watch? Man, FIFO Bulls falling apart. He's gonna have to answer for this. I don't know if Q's gonna be here tonight, but he put on a show Tuesday. I got one more clip I gotta put on social. Look like Boston pulled away from Memphis. They struggling from the field tonight. Can't hit threes. Man, I'm gonna watch Detroit. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Kate. Oh, I guess I could watch that one too. What channel is that on? Uh, okay. League Pass or NBA TV? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had that Boston Memphis game on. Okay. Yeah, I'll fix it. Oh, I just need to set your audio channel. CD, it might be a recipe for chaos, man, because I won't have any governors. Let me fix this Zoom stuff. Hey, Sean, say something.
Mic check. Can y'all hear me now? It's on yin yang. Mic check. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bit of a delay, so it'll catch up.
Thanks, Mom.
But it look like we're good. Hey, Terrence, yo, man, I saw I saw that Jack Harlow is gonna be in White Man Can't Jump. Was that the movie? I
Yeah.
think I saw that earlier. It's a
Yep.
recipe for a disaster. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that's gonna be a hot mess. He can't rap, and I damn sure bet he can't act.
He's acting like a rapper, so he might be able to.
You know what? You're right. You're right. You're right about that. Oh, they got the Lakers and the Clippers on after this Memphis game.
I'm excited for that. I love watching Lakers games right now.
You want to watch that?
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
I love watching them implode. I just like seeing it.
That's too much of a mess. It just frustrates me, man, watching them play and watching how bad they are. I'm just not used to. I've seen bad LeBron teams when he was younger, but he always managed to overcome it, of course, because he was younger. But but now this is just this is too much. And it was always like it would be LeBron, then it'd be Kyrie and Kevin Love. So it'd be
Yeah.
like Kyrie or Kevin Love will still be there to kind of help offset things. And always be the other guys that can't do shit. J.R.
Mm-hmm.
Smith, Kyle Korver, at times when he was there, all these other guys. But now, like you can't look to anybody to step up when you need
At
them.
all. I was watching. I meant to send you this clip earlier. They had LeBron, like basically giving up. Like he just gave up. He came down one series. He didn't get the ball from Austin, whatever his name, Austin Reeves, and he posted up. He was posted up. And he waited for the entry pass, and when he didn't get, he just looked at the rebound and just looked and was watching them run down court. And the Lakers got a steal, so he went right back and posted up again. They ignored him again. He was just done. He
Can
was
you
through.
blame him?
No, I can't at all. It's just weird to see it because you don't see him you don't really see him like that.
I know
He's
because I think I know what clip you're talking about. I saw it and I felt his pain. Like when he didn't get the ball and they shot a three or a long two.
mm-hmm.
It felt like I was right there with him, and I
Right.
was like, man, how did y'all not see? He had a really good seal.
Yep.
Like, get a man the ball. Like, come on. But Vogel decided to put them dudes out there. They're gonna get enough of trying to make these average, below average white guys into players.
Right.
They had a run. Like Delhi, Delhi started this shit, but Delhi had a run. Delhi had a run, and then
Uh-huh.
Caruso became the next Delhi, and
Yep.
he had a run. And now they're trying to make Austin Reeves that guy. It's just like, no, man. Like, there's a reason why they are where they are. It's just like, well, there was the other guy, Jimmy Fredette. Remember him? They tried to make him into
Mm-hmm.
somebody.
They
Didn't
kept
work.
trying with Jimmy. I mean, they kept trying with Jimmy, boy.
I know. Yep. Nah, man, you gotta. There are only so many Dirks, Jokic, and notice these guys are international.
Mm-hmm.
Luca. There are only
Yeah.
so many of those in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, so yeah, those white guys are special. They can ball. They can ball, and half of them can't even jump.
Right.
So but these other guys, nah. Be a specialist like Kyle Korver or Joe Harris. Do that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Like even Joe Ingles can play, but I think he's Australian, so America has no claim to him either. So
Right.
it is what it is. But yeah, but we'll see.
Man, this Miami team is up 88-84. I ain't been watching this whole game, but the little pieces I've been watching, they look good.
Yeah, well, I'll go ahead and get started. I don't know what time FIFO's showing up. He gotta do a lot of stuff. I think he was on the way to the crib. But yeah, he'll settle in. Hopefully, he'll get a chance to join us. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inns. Joining me on the show, we got Shelton J.
What's happening? What's happening?
And hopefully soon to be FIFO 24/7. Thank you guys for showing up for the more condensed version of Dead in Sports, where we try to single in on a specific topic instead of the all out show, the all encompassing show that we normally do on Tuesday. So yeah. Drink more water. That's a good one. Gordon Hayward. Yeah, Gordon Hayward could play. I did like Gordon Hayward. I'll look at
Yeah,
Giannis in a commercial.
he did used to be able to play.
Fake Skip Bayless. Wait, you gonna have to hit me to that, Mr. Ant-Man. Um, Tyler Hero can play. Yep. Tyler Hero can play. But remember, he came on the scene and then he fell off, and now he came back because he started believing the hype. So, but these guys can play. I'm talking about the above average to below average white guys, like the Austin Reeves and the Dailies and the Carusos, those type of guys. But anyway, but yeah, man, I went through the show yesterday. Spent all day kind of reposting some of the clips, and then today was putting some of the segments on social media. Man, let me tell y'all, Tuesday show, I was still laughing. FIFO was on like that Cuban came out for real, bro. Like I don't even know what triggered it. It just happened. Oh man, and Q was cracking me up. That was a treat. I saw a lot of
Yeah,
you guys saying that was definitely going in the Dennis Sports Rafters, like as a go-to episode. I agree, man. That was definitely fun to be a part of and a witness, no doubt. But yeah, man. So tonight we are talking about Kevin Durant's return, and when he left, the Nets were a 1 seed at one point, and then they were a 2nd seed. I think at the time he got hurt, they fell all the way to 8, and look a hot mess. I think they lost 11 straight. Just was a flat out disaster. Kyrie Irving can't play because you don't want to get a shot. New York has a weird rule where visiting teams, unvaccinated players can play, but local unvaccinated players can't play. It makes absolutely no sense.
yeah. If you work in the private sector,
Yeah, this private sector thing. So I don't know. It made absolutely no sense. But nevertheless, it is what it is. And yeah, Daryl, if FIFO get on in time, we'll definitely let him know that Marcus Smart is guarding Jaren Jackson. But and during that time, James Harden wanted out, and now he's gone. They got Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons still ain't playing. He's has a sore back. But Kevin Durant returned tonight, and right now they're losing. What's the score right now, Shelton?
92-88.
92-88. So by
Yeah.
fourth quarter, right? Fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes left. What's interesting in this is that KD is the offense, period. Like, there's only 2 other players in double figures, and that's Brown and Patty Mills off the bench. And he has 25, and Patty Mills has 14. That's the next closest to him. So I don't know if They sitting around watching him or what?
Well, I know he's going to be happy when they reduce this COVID, when they reverse this COVID law. I think the 7th is the target date. Because he definitely about to feel what it's like to be LeBron. But anyway, man, what do you think, man? Kevin Durant coming back. They got Ben Simmons, who's yet to play.
Mhm.
And Kyrie should be full time in a couple of weeks. Do you think that? But even if say things stay the way they are, because COVID, we don't know what that's going to do. Can Kevin Durant come back and save the next season?
I don't think he can do it by himself. I just don't think so. He proved that last year, especially going against that Milwaukee team right now with all that confidence. Milwaukee is a force to be reckoned with after what they proved they could do last year. And him by himself was just not enough. And this supporting cast is really good if they play to their potential, but it's not good enough to get past Milwaukee. Not without, and we don't ever know what Kyrie, even if they lift the mandate, we don't know what Kyrie gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what mindset he's gonna be in. We don't know. Kyrie is the unknown. He just is. And then same with Ben Simmons. We don't know what Ben Simmons is gonna be like. He ain't played all year. When
Hmm.
he was already operating at a deficit because of the mental stuff. So we just really don't know what Brooklyn has. The only solid they got is KD if he can stay healthy. So I'm just really not. I'm not sold on this Brooklyn unit like that. I'm just not. I think that
Mm-hmm.
they have a chance to be really good if the pieces all. That's why I was telling Nick because Nick don't like to do this, but the pieces have to all be aligned for them to be really really good. And the likelihood of that happening is slim. I just don't see it. I just don't. So I'm not confident at all. I'm confident in KD. I'm confident as long as he can stay healthy, he gonna get it done. He's gonna come to play every night. But the other two, I'm just not. I'm not as confident in them.
Well, Goran Dragic they picked up. I don't know. Haven't had a chance to look into see what his role is specifically. But that's an asset. They still got LaMarcus Aldridge, um, and I do think that KD can rescue them. How far they can climb, I don't know, but I think that if Dragic fits in, uh, Kyrie continues to play when that mandate is lifted, and then Ben Simmons come back, I think they could be a force to be reckoned with. Like, I mean, look at them tonight. So based on what you're saying, I haven't had a chance to watch the game, but I mean, they're down 4 points with just KD. So if you get all of these pieces back, then they should have enough firepower to compete. Some of those guys that are playing outside of what they were asked to do, uh, can go back to being role players. So I believe that they can make a run for it, and I believe they get to the playoffs. They could probably be a very very scary team. I mean, I think one of the things you pointed out was KD. Like, can he physically stay on the court? Can he stay healthy enough? Given the bevy of injuries that he's had, but he's basically missed the whole damn season for the most part. So he should be, he shouldn't be tired. So I think that for a short stint, I think they can give it a run, and I think KD is just on another level. And you throw in Dragic and Kyrie, who can lighten the load. I think come April, man, who knows where these guys can be.
Mm-hmm.
So
It really.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it really just depends on how much time they get together because continuity is everything, especially when
Mm-hmm.
it gets down the stretch because rotations are limited, and at that point, it's getting down to real basketball. At right about this time after the All Star break, we're a little bit more than halfway through the season. You start shortening your bench. You start getting into your main rotations and things. And these guys they know each other at this point. Everybody's comfortable with each other. Like watching this game, for example, Tyler Hero knows exactly where Bam is going to be. Bam knows exactly what Jimmy's going to do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's kind of comfortable where they are. Coming in this late in the season and trying to get started and trying to figure it out and learn each other. You got all new pieces. I would be more comfortable if they had had a little time together, with everybody at the same time, and they just hadn't had it at all. And then you got other new pieces. You got to work Seth Curry in there. You got to work Drummond, who went from hardly playing to being the starting center at this point. So it's kind of like, which it's good for him. He's not a bad center. I like Drummond. I thought he should play somewhere. He should start somewhere, but it's just hard to kind of see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to do. It's gonna be tough to acclimate those pieces to the game and figure out how to get them in there. Because what that does too is adding in a Kyrie full time takes away some of KD's shots. Same thing with Kyrie. They kind of feed off each other,
Mm-hmm.
even though it'll help having them there. I'm not saying it's going to hurt. I'm just saying some of those baskets that he's getting, he won't get as much because those guys can create for themselves. So it'll work if they have time to make it work, but it won't be easy.
Yeah, I mean, shit, and you're talking about Drummond and Seth Curry, man. I think the biggest X factor, well, one of the X factors for me, is definitely going to be Steve Nash, because now you have a short time period to get these guys on board and to figure out your rotations. I don't think I know Kyrie was talking a lot of shit when he said, "Yeah, we don't need a coach, as long as you got us."
Right.
But now you really will need somebody to be able to coach, all these other guys,
Right.
and I think that, yeah, I don't think that Kyrie would definitely hurt. I know you're not saying that. I think it would help lighten the burden on Durant, and because I
Mhm.
think Durant is so good, man. Like, you know how efficient he is with the shots and everything like
Yeah.
that. So he don't need much. And you look at what he was able to do by himself last year in the playoffs, without Harden at times, and Kyrie was out, and he almost beat the Bucks. And if I'm in the East, if I'm Miami, any of those 1 through 4, I would be
Mhm.
concerned, especially if they're rolling, because you're right, they do need time to kind of gel, but
Yeah.
they're gonna have all of March if healthy. This is contingent on them being healthy, of course, because I think you bring a very good point. Uh, but just take into account that they are healthy, March and April, and they get rolling going into the playoffs. Man, they could scare some folks. And if I'm the Bucks, I wouldn't want to see them, or even Miami. So
Mhm.
I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to watch. I believe in KD's greatness, and I think he has just enough to get them over the hump. But it would be interesting if he don't, and if they kind of just tread water a little bit, because at the same time, KD a little old too.
Mhm.
So and he hasn't. I mean, he's been known to carry teams in stretches, but not
Right.
like for a full season. And this will be a
Right.
stretch for him too. But to do that at an older age, it'll be interesting to see if he still has the ability to do that.
Yeah, this gonna take some 35 pointers and 35-point games, and it's gonna take some heroic efforts from him. Put it that way. And watching them play this game, they're down 8 now. Somebody mentioned in the chat that, which I saw too, Jimmy Butler's out and Kyle Lowry's out as well. So Miami's shorthanded as well in this game, and they just look like a team. Like I said, they've been playing all year. And Tyler Hero's been stepping up. He had 30, I think his last game, he had 23 tonight so far. They doing their thing right now. And like I said, you look at their scoring, Bam has 28. Bam has been unstoppable. He 11 for 14, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Bam is doing what he want to do right now. So this team, they look good. And I don't know. Like Miami needs to get more respect too, because ain't nobody. We talked about it on the last show. Nobody's thinking about Miami. They like whatever. Ain't nobody paying them no attention. We forget that they were in their championship series against the Lakers a couple years ago. They made it to the championship, so they ain't
Yeah.
forgot that either. So we just have to see what they can do. And it's pretty much the same team. They ain't really missing much from that championship roster that they had, other than
Yeah,
Kendrick Nunn.
it'll be interesting, man. Like if he does, like I think it'll do wonders for KD's legacy to be able to get to the finals without that Warriors team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for all of Kyrie's aloofness and everything else, same for him as well, man. Um, but if he is unable to do it, I don't know if the narrative will necessarily change all that much because he doesn't come with the scrutiny like a lot of other guys, do like LeBron, and I don't know who's going to be the new LeBron that's going to get tortured by media,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see. But but yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch. I did see, speaking of Kyrie and and COVID, wanted to get your thoughts on this. There was something put in the chat. Adam Schefter, I think, reported it that the NFL will be removing
Mm-hmm.
all of their COVID restrictions. Let me make
Yep,
sure I got that right.
that is correct. I
It is
I was thinking
all.
about that. I was gonna mention that to you earlier too. I saw that. I saw when they put it up on the ticker earlier, and I was telling my mom about it, and and we were talking about it's like they acting like COVID is over, and the NFL and the players agreed to that together to halt the COVID restrictions and the protocols. Um, and they're citing decreasing spread. Um, and I think it's crazy. I think the only one that I've seen them mention was in the NBA is Devin Booker's out on health and safety protocols, but I've forgotten about that. That's how long it's been since we've seen somebody, in the protocol. I forgot they even did that until I saw that yesterday. I was like, dang, I forgot they even had that going on. So I guess they're feeling like it's over and it's all good. But I don't know what that'll do as far as the NBA is concerned. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're gonna follow suit, but I guess they know something we don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, Tracy G, I see you. Nets will go deep in the playoffs. Um, I got a feeling too. I'm gonna watch them down the stretch, but I think the roster is set up to make a run, and they can catch a lot of people. They can catch folks slipping. Um, I understand the move. The NFL has a tendency to do things sometimes ahead of everybody else. Although I don't think they fully beat the rest of the world yet. A lot of these restrictions are being walked back. Democrats started last month um, talking about they need to start peeling this stuff back and getting back to normal and stuff like that. Part of that was because they want to get reelected. Midterms is coming up, and they understand that people are ready to kind of move on. Cases were falling dramatically because Omicron hits you and then it goes away. It's a hit it and quit it. And
Yeah.
and that's the thing about it, is that it moves rapidly, but it goes away at pretty much damn the same pace. And and the data sort of supports this. And I think that the NBA will be a little slower to make that move because they're still in season. The NFL,
Mhm.
they still got to go through this, go through all the other stuff they do. So they're done. I
Right.
think for them coming back later this year, when I think we'll see another COVID surge possibly, because I think that's what it's going to eventually become. It's just more like a winter thing. Um, I don't know if they're going to have anything in place, but I think it's a signal to the league and to the rest of the world that it's all about moving forward right now. And unless there's another major outbreak, I don't think there's any going back from here.
Mm. It's
Yeah.
it's you're right. I think that this is it. And somebody said in the chat, I don't know who said it, but they were like, Terrence Dalvin said, NFL said money over health, and I think it's time to go forward. They had made a decision. I don't know if you saw this, but they had made a decision to the players were going to boycott the combine because they had COVID restrictions there. So no one was going to participate. They were going to show up but not participate in events because they were saying you couldn't have but one person with you.
Mm.
and they had some other restrictions that the players just wasn't, and people wasn't going for that. They were like, we'll just do our workouts at our own places. We're not coming to the combine because of that. So they erased all those restrictions on the combine, and that's where it started with the NFL, and then it just rolled its way down. But that was the whole thing of it that was kind of like, that's kind of strange because I didn't know what they were going to do. I saw that they had decided they were going to boycott. It was done, but they went on with it. So
That's interesting. I would have let them boycott if it was me. You know, because I think
mm-hmm.
the thing is, like, my thing is, as I look at this, is that I think that for me, the critical months are March and April, and we got past a couple of other key events that I was looking at, the national championship, because folks were not masked up in that joint, and I'm talking about just around strangers, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
around a lot of friends and family that are vaccinated. That's different. But when you go to these events where you're around people you don't know from all over the world, I think that's a little different, right? So, so all them joints were in there just wild and willy nilly. Um, I don't think there was much of a spike from that. And then I was like, all right, well, shit, now we're gonna watch the Super Bowl. That was the next one. Then the
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl came, and then it wasn't really much after that. And we saw the Super Bowl, not even the Super Bowl, the whole playoffs. All the playoffs, it was just like it was in 2020, 2019.
Yeah.
so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so yeah, man, it's just like, so now, and then there wasn't a spike. So I was like, okay, we kind of, let me check that one off the box. But I'm like, because, the Super Bowl, it takes about 5 days, then it spreads. So then you got 2 or 3 weeks of it spreading only for it to die down. So I was like, so it needed March. It needed February to go into March to repeat the cycle. And now March is here and we're going to see what happens. So out of March, we have spring break. And I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
remember, but it was around that time, this time last year, is what set things back on fire, was around March, April, around spring break time. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's when Delta hit the scene. So
Yeah.
if we get through March and April, it's going to be interesting to see where things are. But I think these are the two key months, and I think you're going to see a lot of things walking back.
Yeah. We got a super chat. My mom, Jan Jones, she said, yes. And most of them, talking about the NFL players, most of them have parents, wives, and children that they may expose if they are mask free with people who are free for all. More than the Omicron variant is is not the only one out there.
Now there's this I don't even want to call it the sequel because Omicron is the trilogy. Um, but yeah, there is a sister or brother to Omicron, B.1A2 or something like that, that they were watching. And there's other stuff, flu and all kind of other stuff that people can get. But it wouldn't surprise me, like, because if you remember, COVID hit the NFL hard and the NBA hard. So a lot of those parents, wives, and children, it's possible that they may have caught it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. I mean, you're right, Shelton. It was so weird seeing Booker out for health and safety protocols because we hadn't seen
Right.
it in such a long time. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but we'll see where it go. It's an interesting move for certain, and I'll be curious to see the coverage on it and how well it goes, because if they're not having games or doing much of anything outside of the draft to come out and stuff like that, who's going to really be reporting any cases?
Right.
So so we can go relatively reported on and unchecked. Um, I did have something else, and it's about Ben Simmons. I want to get back to the Nets real quick.
We got a super chat. We'll go ahead.
Yep. Go. Huh?
Want me to go ahead with the super chat?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
from Drink More Water. What's up, Drink More Water? He said, with Joe Harris out for the season, will Ben Simmons and Andre Drummond's lack of offense, floor space, and affect the net ceiling come playoff time? Throw in Bruce Brown and James Johnson as well. I think losing Joe Harris hurts, but you add the Seth Curry, so that kind of helps with spacing.
It does, and Joe Harris can shoot in the playoffs anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He can shoot every other time, but you get in the playoffs, that man just couldn't buy a shot. So you're right. Having Seth Curry helps alleviate some of that. He's basically the Harris replacement. So I don't think it'll be that much of an issue for them because at the end of the day, you still got Katie and Kyrie, and so I do think they'll be fine. I think the bigger question for me is Ben Simmons, and now he has a sore back. He's out of this toxic situation in Philly, and yet the man still ain't got on the court. They have a matchup with the Sixers coming up in a few days. What is it, like March 10th?
That's why that back is hurting. Yep.
Yeah. So it's possible that he just ducking that game.
He is ducking that game.
Yeah. So, and if he comes back and play after that game, bro, that's gonna be wild, man.
Yeah.
To see how that plays out because for all intents and purposes, I guess he seemed like you're happy. But what does that say about you if you duck in a game in Philly? Because I remember you and FIFO having that debate about him being an alpha. Like if
Right.
you're Ben Simmons and you that guy, you got away from them. Oh no, I got March 10th circled on my calendar because I can't wait to get back and light their ass up.
Right. That's alpha to be ready to play, and he definitely. And I saw they asked Danny Green. I forgot what it was on. I saw it, but they asked him would they shake hands if he played, and he said, "One, I doubt he's gonna play us." And he said if he does, he's definitely not shaking hands before or after the game. So for him to say it that way, I'm like, man, he basically saying this dude scared of us. He ain't coming out there. And I took that to heart. And I said it's ironic that he does have back tightness or whatever you call it right now. I mean, you got what you wanted. You should be ready. That should have been dealt with by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he ain't played. Like, right. How's your back sore? How'd you tweak your back? You young.
Right. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, Lamar Jackson. I saw people talking about Lamar in the chat. Lamar not in a rush for a new deal. Huh. I wonder what that's all about. Look at the Mavs putting them hands on the Warriors. Man, they got to get their stuff together, bro.
Dallas ain't no joke right now, too. The Heat done tightened up real bad. They was up 109 like to 99. It's 109, 107. And they coming down, not running an offense, just jacking up threes.
Well, I guess they use Jimmy and Lowry right now.
Yeah, now will be the time when you need them. They just jacking up threes, and they ain't doing nothing. That shot clock violation, they ain't getting nothing. Ray Sean Davis said Luka over Ja.
Hell no. I think he put that in the. I think he did that just to mess with me, man.
That's what it
was. Come on, man. Ain't no way. Luka can put up numbers. He can fill out the box score. But nah, man. Nah.
I can't. I think they're equal. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of impact on the court, obviously their games are different. But yeah, man, like this Memphis team, like, they're well rounded, they're deep. They got guys that can play, guys that can fill a lot of different roles, and high IQ guys and stuff like that. But Ja, and I know I know they went 12-2 without Ja Morant. But
I,
you
I
know,
still
hmm?
I, I still think that's cause a job. I mean people take lightly. Oh, I didn't realize what's my dude's name? He wasn't playing either tonight. PJ Tucker. But I think that's cause of Ja. A lot of times people fail to realize the impact of players like Ja. Ja has that it factor that even when he's out, his presence is felt by his team. Like we're gonna hold it down for our leader, and they step up and play the game. He's still the leader. He's still that dude. So
Yeah, he
yeah,
struggled tonight. He had a sick alley oop though. But but yeah, and they Boston put it on them. I mean, but Boston playing
he got
playing really really
he
good
got
ball right now. We
he
mentioned
got
that on
38
Tuesday.
points.
Say what?
He got 38 points.
Yeah, in the first half,
What?
like he was
He
struggling from
struggled to
3-point line. I don't know. I didn't watch the second half because we've been doing the show. But in the first half, he was
oh
missing. I think he was like 0 5 from three or something like that.
yeah, he's 4 of 12 from three, but he got 38 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds.
Damn,
So yeah, he's played. He's played.
that's
I
crazy.
didn't see that. I wasn't watching that game, so I
Yeah,
missed
they
that
were.
first.
Yeah, I saw it until I caught the second quarter, and I saw it until like halftime. But they were sagging off of him, and he couldn't hit a three. I think he was like 0 4, 0 5 from three. I don't know the total points, but I knew they said he was struggling from the field as I was setting up. So I don't know. I have to watch the second half to see what he did if he actually went off. But yeah, he. But I mean, the Celtics, man. Like, shout out to that head coach, man. I'm glad he finally got a chance to turn that thing around. 13-15
Mm-hmm.
is crazy. But yeah, they're doing their thing right now, and a lot of chemistry, man. They got what Grant Williams, whatever his name is, you
Yeah,
know, playing well. All these guys, man, doing their thing. So and no drama, and no drama.
right.
So we'll see if they can keep that up.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them in the playoffs and see how they fare against some of these stronger teams, especially the fact that they stood pat, at trade deadline and these other teams made these major moves. I would love to see how that plays out with their big stars and see if they can hold up. If they can, once again, same thing as everybody else, if they can stay healthy. The only
Yeah.
team I don't worry about injuries with is Miami. They're gonna give you the same effort, the same thing, no matter what happens. And they have equal players, so it's not like losing somebody is gonna be the death of that team. They're gonna be what they are.
Does it seem like and I'm because Tatum had 37. Um, does it seem like the shine on Tatum has worn off a little bit? Not that he can't play. Oh, will anybody jump on me? Because we know the
Mm-hmm.
guy got mad skills, but it's just like he was supposed to be like the next superstar, and it just like seemed like it just kind of faded away.
It did. It did. I think with the team struggles and trying to figure that thing out, I think he got lost in the show. And it's just like I said, their early struggles, and I think also with the way that everybody else is playing around him, these other teams, these other players, you know, Joel Embiid in Philly, the drama going on, the Nets team, all these other headlines take away from anything he can do. So him being solid at the least, and then that team being average for the beginning of the season, kind of that's what killed the star. The fact that team wasn't winning no games, and he looked pedestrian. So now that he's playing basketball and they're looking like something again, they're starting to turn some heads. So I think he still has a chance to be that guy. It's just he hadn't been that guy as of yet.
Hey, Ant Man, I agree with you, man. I think Ja had a bit of a name coming out of college. Very Dwayne Wade like. Um, and they talked about him here and there in the first year or so, but now like you could see it, but it wasn't all the way there. And I think now you're right. Like since Zion isn't there and playing, even though I heard that his bone is healing up
Yeah.
well, I do feel like they're trying to make him the guy. And Ja has a lot to
Right.
do with that because Ja just going out here trying to win games and play ball.
Mm-hmm.
And he's letting everything he letting his game, speak for itself. And people drawn to it. But
Yeah.
he's. I know people use this all the time, a lot, but he's just different, man. Like he really is. And I think there are a lot of good pieces around him, man. I really do. So how far he can go, I don't know. Can he win a title? I don't know. Um, yet I haven't assessed that far with him, but I don't know, man. He's something else.
I think he's a piece away from winning the title, from being in title contention. Put it that way. He's like he needs somebody's gonna want to go play with Ja at some point. They're gonna team him up with somebody. When they do, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see who, but he's one star player away from that level. That's what I think. But I just cringe every time I see him play because I'd be like, man, this dude played hard. He played to win. I just don't want him hurt like some of these other guys, man. I cringe every time he jumps up in the air like that because he's one twisted ankle away from being a different person, and I
Yeah.
don't want.
Well, the Heat took out the Nets. I see the final score 113-107, 31-4-4 for KD. Man, hey, them boys might be a problem if he stay on the court. They get Kyrie back, and everybody else, man. That's gonna be something. That might be something to watch. I'm all in. There was something else I wanted to ask you about. Zion's still gonna be that guy, Marty. Just give him a sec. We've seen it. We've seen it. We just haven't seen it. If that makes any sense. Like we've seen what he could do on the court. Everybody loved him. It's just he hasn't been on the court yet. So, and I've never been one concerned with the weight. Um, I'm not going to be one to get in front of the jokes and stuff like that. But I've always been against this whole weight thing. I really feel like is media driven, and I'm hearing that there's also some Zion contributions to that he's doing because he wants to get out of there. But I mean, you look at James Harden. I heard James Harden lost like 15, 20 pounds in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Look at Luka Doncic. Luka, they were making jokes about him and his conditioning. And he took offense to it and he got himself in shape. And he slimmed down in season. And Zion is younger than both of them.
Right.
So nah, man, I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. It's just a matter of like, is he going to get his mental health together and want to play where he want to play? So that's what we got to be looking out for.
That is it.
Did you get that super chat from Tracy G?
Yeah, Tracy G. I was gonna get that one. Tracy said, "I told y'all Steph's trouble lies with his mom and daddy's divorce." Tracy, you might be on to something because he did start struggling right about that time. His daddy ain't though. His daddy's sitting over there with Gucci belts on and all the young people clothes. So he living it up right now, I think. And we know his mom is.
Yeah. Yeah, they're struggling, man. It's not looking good for them. So, and if Draymond is that important, man, they might be in trouble because Draymond can't stay healthy.
Yeah, he can't. It's more than Draymond though, and like that's why I keep saying I can't wait till Wiseman comes back too. It's Draymond for what Draymond does. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they can replace Draymond. What I'm saying is they lack size and interior defense. They don't have none of that. So when they come down and they hot, or what happens in most Golden State games, and I watch everyone this year except for this one, they come out hot. They come out most games able to shoot the lights out. But when teams tighten up on them, if teams hang close, they really can't stop anybody down low. They play great perimeter defense, but it's the post defense and interior rebounding where they lack, and they don't have size to keep up. They just don't. And that's what kills them because those guys, they mount a comeback, and there's nothing you can do to stop a run because you're not stopping anybody, and the jump shots stop falling. Your legs get a little tired. If Clay ain't out there, that's one less shooter. once again, if you watch the 365 I did, I was talking about Wiggins. Wiggins is not that guy. He's just not. He ain't. He ain't gonna lead him back from nothing. He'll give you one good game, but it's just they just lack an interior presence on defense. Somebody get a couple extra offensive rebounds, which they don't get none, and that those things that you count on from size, they don't have that. Kevon Looney is their size. That's it, and he's kind of awkward. You know what I'm saying? So you relying on
Yeah.
him. He's not a starter. Kevon Looney is a player that should be playing spot minutes, to be honest, let alone starter minutes. He should be playing spot minutes, and then after that, you got a couple other big men, but they're not really they're perimeter guys. You know what I'm saying? You got stretch fours, Otto Porter Jr. and Nicholas with the B. You know what I'm talking about? I can't say his last name, but they really don't have any size. So until Draymond comes back, that's an interior force. And like I said, you get Wiseman, that's an interior force. That's when you'll start seeing a little bit better basketball.
I got your point, Marty. So Marty said he wasn't saying that it was an issue more. The league has to set up the groundwork for life after LeBron, which I completely agree with. Instead of searching for the next guy, and they try with Zion, so they're gonna try with Ja. I just I know everybody makes the comparison, but like Ja is very Wade like to me. Like Wade forced. Well, Wade. I take that back. Wade was kind of coming out of damn college. He made a name with that Marquette run, um, but nobody was really hyping him up like that. Like he earned that shit.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, I feel you. They need a person, and Jog is definitely a highlight reel. But I agree with a lot of people saying that, and you Shelton about concerns for him. When because he tries to body everybody. Like
Everyone.
he's always trying to dunk on people. The man is relentless. So yeah, I have those same concerns as well when it comes to him and his health. So hopefully he can keep it up.
Nasir said, "Do y'all agree with the D Rose comparison with Ja?" I do.
Um, I get it, but nah, I still like Wade more than Rose. Derrick Rose was something else. I like
Mm.
Derrick Rose, and then I hated Derrick Rose at the same time. That's what I still had hate in my heart, Shelton.
Yeah.
And so when people were hyping people up, I'm like, Derrick Rose ain't all that. But I was like, man, but he was kind of crazy. He had them
Mhm.
Bulls rolling, man, and stuff like that. And I was so
Yeah.
happy that LeBron beat him because we weren't gonna hear the end of it. Because they had one of Derrick Rose, man.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Derrick Rose.
They did. That's why I do say he's part of him. I think he's D Wade, Derrick Rose, and Russell Westbrook rolled into one.
D Rose.
What I said.
No, you said that, yeah. D Rose, yeah.
Yeah. He's all
D
three of
Rose
them
and D
rolled.
Wade, yeah.
Yeah, D Wade, D Rose, and Russell Westbrook rolled into one. All three of them to me. And he has a little bit of each one of them in his game. The relentlessness of Russell Westbrook, how he keeps coming. He's smooth like D Rose and can't be stopped. And he just got the athletic ability the smooth like D Wade and the athletic ability of Derrick Rose from the point guard position. So, and the excitement that he brings. So, he's all that.
I do want to point out as we, come close to closing the show out, uh, I think the Cavs are showing their youth. Um, a lot of them went to the All-Star break, and it don't seem like they have learned how to turn it on coming out of that because they struggled since the season resumed, and they got to get locked back in, or they're gonna find themselves out of the playoffs. They were one of the things that one of my three that I was watching going into the I call it the second half, but the final third of the season, to see how they respond. Like People
Mm-hmm.
are like you got people's attention now. You go to the All-Star game, Mobley made a name for himself, Garland made a name for himself. You winning the skills challenges and all the other stuff. And now, you've kind of struggled. Yeah, I saw they got Darius Garland back, and I did take that into account. But
Yeah,
Garland came back last night, I believe, and they
he
still
did.
lost. So,
Yep, the Hornets
but
beat up on him.
yeah, so hopefully when they get them both back, they'll get back into shape. But and I know they had an impact, but I also think that it's hard, man. Like when you're a veteran, you've been doing this for a while. You know how to go to the All-Star game, and then come back and get back into work mode. So I think they'll be fine. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
said out of the playoffs, man. Look, these things can pile up. Let me see.
At first, I heard you say
I was
that,
just looking
and
at the standings.
yeah, I heard you say that, and I was kind of tripping for a second there myself, and then I looked and I was like, well, he ain't wrong.
Yeah, I was just
You
looking
know,
at the standings, y'all.
yeah, they're in six right now, so 10th ain't that far away. It's 6 games, but losses can pile up pretty quick for Cleveland teams.
Yep.
So I'm with you on that. I feel you. That magic can dissipate real quick. And Charlotte beat up on them last night. I was kind of shocked at that.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Once you get into mired in a losing streak, man, especially if you're a young team like that, it's hard to get out. But I think they'll be fine. I think they'll get things back on track, and we'll see. But oh Lord, here go this mess. So we got Austin Reeves, Howard, Malik Monk, and Russell Westbrook and LeBron James out against, man, the Clippers about to put the hands on the Lakers.
The Lakers might win this game because all the trouble out. My mom sent another super chat. Appreciate you again, Mom. Jan Jones said, even though the 76ers and Nets made those trades, will that be enough to beat the defending champion Bucks in a 7-game series?
I will say yes. Kyrie healthy, KD, Dragic, Drummond, Seth Curry. I think KD is that good that if he has more bodies around him that he didn't have, I think it could be a deciding factor in them winning and beating the Bucks. I know the Bucks have a lot of chemistry and playoff experience now, winning the championship. They know what it takes, but so does KD and Kyrie, and and we'll see. But yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's it's a shot. It's possible. Um, if you ask me who has the better chance, I think it is Philly. But once again, it's kind of tough to trust James Harden in the playoffs, either physically or emotionally. At this point, I'd have to see it to believe it. But I think they can do it, and we know what KD can do. KD was a toe away from doing it last year, and that was by himself.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's crazy. Let me send this whole FIFO about to jump on for a sec. Hold on. Let me see here. Where you at? Let me send this to him real quick. Look, it's already 7-3. And it's just like, man, I don't know, man. I hate watching the Lakers play, bro. They play no defense. Look at Terrence Mann talking shit. Bro, you playing like a trash team. Why are you talking crap about that?
Because they probably was talking to him earlier.
And they it's not like the Clippers have been balling too. They've gotten a little bit of a pass, for all everything that they went through, only to fall flat on their face.
I thought LeBron wasn't playing. Wait a minute, who you said wasn't playing tonight? LeBron is on the court.
I said LeBron wasn't playing.
I thought you said Westbrook wasn't playing either.
No, LeBron out here. LeBron and
Who
Westbrook
was
wide
out?
open shot.
Who did you say was out? I know you named a bunch of players was out.
I did. My bad. I don't know who else said. I thought I said the starting lineup.
Yeah, I thought you said it was all out.
FIFO.
Yo.
Thoughts on KD's return, and do you think he can get them back into playoff contention or even championship
Where are they
contention?
right now? Are they out of the 10th seed?
They're at like 8. I can pull it up real quick, but I think they're like 8th right now.
I think so.
All right.
So they're in the playoffs, but it's just like now that he's back, you got Kyrie who will be back when they lift the restrictions in New York. They have Dragic, Drummond, and Seth Curry. And when he left, they were a 2nd seed. They lost 11 in a row, fell all the way down to 8, and basically looked a hot mess. So now that he's back, we're just trying to see if he can kind of get them back on track.
Yeah, of course. We're talking about a 7-foot shooting guard that, like you said, before the injury, he had him in top 3 contention. Not saying that they're going to make it all the way back up there before the beginning of the playoffs, but I think obviously they're going to be formidable. And like I said, I don't think that the chemistry is going to be as easy as it was for James Harden and Embiid, because again, that's just a natural thing. Kyrie and KD is not a natural pairing. Ben Simmons is a unique talent, but it is complementary. But I do think that they're going to have to figure some things out. But I think they'll be fine. I think if I am Philly, if I am Chicago or Milwaukee, the Nets are not the team I want to see in the first round. But at the same time, if I do play them in the first round and eliminate them, then your path to the finals is that much easier. So, just get the heavy lifting out the way first. Because if you can beat the Brooklyn Nets, I don't know how many more teams have more firepower and or talent than they do. So if you can beat them, you should be able to beat anybody.
Do you think that Ben Simmons is ducking this March 10th matchup in Philly with his sore back?
Yes. Yes. You know what, man? Honestly, I hope it is Brooklyn, Philly, round 1. Brooklyn, Philly, round 1. Because Ben got to get over it. And the only way you can get over that is by facing the adversity head on. And that's what he has to do. I said that he's an alpha talent, maybe not alpha mentality all the time. But you go against Philly, I put it to you like this. If he thought that the Philadelphia media was tough, let him shrink again against Philly and living in New York, and let's see what happens. Ben Simmons might be out the league. If this man couldn't play for a whole organization, he might be out the league, bro.
They all hot take it.
I came in late, so I had to come in hot.
Run some of the basketball super chats by him, Shelton.
Oh man, I don't. I think let me see if I can get to him.
I know one was I can ask you that I remember. Some were just comments, but I think there was like 1 or 2 questions. One was about Ja. Do you buy into the Ja D Rose comparison?
Yes. They I think D Rose had more power to his game than Ja does. Ja is more slight frame. But yes, 100%. I said, look, man, back when D Rose was, MVP D Rose, I remember I think it was me, you, and Rod, way back when we was at the old job. We was having a conversation, and I pointed out the fact that D Rose had more double-doubles than CP, because people was trying to tell me that D Rose was not a pure point guard. And I'm like, what are y'all watching? Just because the man has explosiveness, he plays above the rim, doesn't mean that he's not a pure point guard. And then also, when you look at the way that Bulls team was constructed, the only other player that was really getting a shot like that was Luol Deng. Everybody else was dependent or deficient. You know what I'm saying? So D Rose had to cover up a lot. And when I watched Ja, pure point guard. I saw it in Murray State. Pure point guard. Ball is on the string. Has vision. To me, more vision than D Rose did, or more of a willing passer. I think D Rose had phenomenal vision as well, but he was just like, I'm gonna just go dunk on somebody. Ja has that too, but Ja is also, hey, I'm gonna throw this no look pass. But yes, very much so like D Rose. The only difference that I see is Ja is a more willing passer and is more of a slight frame than D Rose was.
I gotta differ with you on that though, FIFO, because you said Ja's D Wade has more power.
D Rose.
D Rose, I'm sorry, I was getting mixed up earlier. Ja Morant is at the top of the league in points in the paint, and he tried to dunk on everybody he come across, because I don't consider none of them more powerful than him.
What I mean is just the level of physicality. Like, Ja is 170 soaking wet.
But you still can't get to put in that though.
I understand, but I'm saying, okay, so you know what force times mass is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If D Rose and Ja have the same type of force, but Rose has more mass, therefore, just by physics, he's more powerful. Just by physics. Physics alone.
I'm just going by what I see, and I think Ja dunk on anybody in the league if he gets a chance.
D Rose didn't?
Nah,
D Rose ain't dunk on Joel Anthony. D Rose ain't dunk on LeBron James. D Rose ain't dunk on.
He did, but which one of them you think coming with more?
I think. Look, I put it to you like this. I think the Ja's mentality is more aggressive when it comes to dunking. Like, he tried to dunk over everybody. D Rose was a little bit more. He had more business sense. You know, he would contort and, you know, do things in the air a little bit more than Ja does. And not saying that Ja doesn't do it. But no, I think Ja is more aggressive in trying to dunk on folk. Like, Ja try to catch a body damn near every game.
Right.
I give you that. The mentality of trying to just catch bodies, Ja has that hands down. But in terms of literal force, he's not more forceful than D Rose was.
I just look at them points in the paint, and that speaks volumes, because ain't none of them other guards came close to him, and that he's in Joel Embiid land as far as points in the paint is concerned. So that's saying a lot for a guard.
You first of all, I feel like you tripping and you're not remembering history. So back then, in the time that I'm talking, like, when did D Rose come into the league? Like, what was that? 2010, 12, something like that. Around that time, there were other little guards that dominated the paint. D Rose being one of them, Tony Parker being another. Tony Parker led the league, and if he didn't lead the league, he was top 3 in several other seasons in points in the paint. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So, you know, like, again, I'm not disrespecting Ja, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. But I'm just saying, like, D Rose just had more power, but Ja's mentality is way more. Ja is the most aggressive at the rim point guard that I've ever seen. Ever. I'm not saying that lightly. And that includes the likes of D Rose, that includes the likes of Russell Westbrook. There's not many point guards that lived above the rim like that. But Ja is by far the most aggressive. Like, he plays
2008.
Abandon.
Yeah, he is. You're right. Tony Parker was the last one to do it, but he is the NBA's leading paint scorer, which is crazy coming from a point guard.
You know why it's not crazy to me? Name me 3 players faster and or quicker than Ja. Can't. with or without the ball. Name me. Nah, you can do that. With the ball in his hands, he is arguably the shiftiest player in the NBA right now. I think the only other player that with the ball I seen just full speed, just navigate through people, get where he want, De'Aaron Fox. Outside of them two, bro, like those two are the shiftiest players in the NBA right now. Like you cannot, and see, and this is why I always hold tight for the point guards. You cannot stop a point guard because let's just say Ja Boom Boom, cross your man over, right? Crosses his man over. Now he gets to the paint. He can go up the dunk, but he could throw a pass right out of that. He could, scoop you up. He could try to dunk on you. There's too many options for a very high IQ point guard. You can't shut him down. He's going to get what he wants. And if he doesn't get exactly what he wants, he's going to create for somebody else. Because when you are able to penetrate the lane at the rate and the quickness that he does, what are you going to do?
I forgot about Ronnie Brewer. Somebody mentioned him in the chat.
Yeah, back then, Chicago Bulls 2-3 man. Oh my goodness! I don't know how the hell
he was
that
a great
team
defender.
No, he was. They were a great defensive team, but man, Thibodeau did a lot. You have to give Thibodeau props for that. That man had a lot of bad players on both ends.
And I found I went and pulled up the super chats too, the two basketball related ones. But shout out to FIFO for forced times mass, man. Didn't expect that on Dead in Sports. Damn, Newton's second law or something like that. Okay.
Hey, man. Hey, the glasses don't make me smarter, man. That's been in there. It's been in there.
Oh man,
I paid attention.
But one was from Drink More Water early. He said, with Joe Harris out for the season, will Ben Simmons and Andre Drummond's lack of offense, flooring spacing affect the Nets' ceiling come playoff time? Throw in Bruce Brown and James Johnson as well.
It could be a slight issue, but it comes down to Steve Nash and his rotations. Like at the end of the day, they do have Seth, Kyrie, and KD. Them boys shoot at a very high percentage out there. I just named 3 people. You add Ben Simmons, that's 4. Bro, like if you can hit a 15-footer and let Ben play the small ball 5, you're gonna be all right. You gonna be all right.
Yeah, Seth Curry coming back, or he's there too. So, and Dragic,
So just think about that line. What if you had a 3-guard lineup of Dragic, Kyrie, and Seth, and then your 2 bigs are Ben and KD? How do you guard that? You can't put a typical 5 on Ben. Ben gonna run circles around him. You're gonna just outrun him, and then he could defend most bigs, right? Like even 1-on-1. I'm not saying I'm gonna put Ben Simmons 1-on-1 on Joel or Joker the whole game, but 2-3 possessions in a row, you're damn right. You're damn right.
OJ Mayo was on meth. Somebody said that in the chat. I don't know if they're joking or not, but
might be playing.
I remember OJ Mayo. The other one is from Jan Jones. Is that even though the 76ers and Nets made those trades, will that be enough to beat the defending champion Bucks in a 7-game series?
Yeah. I think both of those teams have a legitimate chance to beating whoever. Doesn't matter who. Look, we're talking about right now in the NBA. I said, look, I came in late, so I come in hot. The best duo in the NBA is James Harden and Joel Embiid. That's going to be hard to beat. That's going to be extremely hard to beat. You're talking about a 7-foot, damn near 300-pound dude that is extremely nimble with stupid touch and unlimited game. The man hits free throws. The man hits 3-pointers. The man hits fadeaways. The man has up and under. The man has counters on counters on counters. The man has a fadeaway. The man has a bank shot. And then that's not even talking his counterpart with the step back. Did we not see him hit like 7 step back threes and a couple of and 1 threes? Do we not? Are we discounting the playmaking ability that James Harden has for everybody else that's still on that squad? That team, as constructed, even today, right now, and they can get better in the offseason. Constructed today, right now, they are one of the best teams in the NBA with the best duo in the NBA. Then we're talking about the Nets. The Nets, I think, is going to be a little bit more difficult, again, because of the chemistry issue. I don't know what it's going to look like. And then realistically, you know, how serious or not serious is the Ben Simmons mental health issue thing? I have to see him on the court. I believe in the talent. From day one, I've been on this program believing in the talent. I'm not going to back off of the talent. But what controls the talent? I don't know. I don't know how healthy that part of his body is. Mm-hmm. So until I see him on the court and see it consistently, right? And what I mean by consistently, let me see him in the first 5 games. He has 1 or 2 bad games. That's fine. He's human. He hasn't played in a whole year. But does he have moments where he's special? That's my thing. When you're coming back from an injury, when you've been away from what you do for a while, can you come back and can you flash? You don't have to be consistent. You're human. You got to get in a rhythm. There's no rhythm. But can you flash? Everything that we loved about Ben Simmons, can he grab a rebound and throw a full court pass? Okay, well, shit, okay. He might be back. Can he grab a rebound, push that thing, boom, no look, or dunk on somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we see glimpses of what Ben Simmons was, I'm not worried about the deficiencies now because Kyrie and KD more than make up for it. More than make up for it. And I think just like Giannis that we saw, especially in the last 2 years, when they got Coach Bud. Coach Bud played this man at small ball 5. Ben Simmons has to play small ball 5. So we'll see how smart Steve Nash is. We'll see how good he is with his rotations. And we'll see where Ben Simmons is mentally. If he's even okay, they're going to be tough. But they're going to need more than okay from Ben Simmons to beat the Bucks. They're what I believe Ben Simmons can be, that's what he's going to need to be. Because that's the matchup against Giannis. He has to defensively hunker down and be like, Giannis, you nice, and you might even get 30 this game, but you're going to struggle. It's going to be the hardest 30 you done scored.
Marty wanted me to tell you that Marcus Smart was guarding Jaren Jackson tonight.
How often? How many possessions?
So, yeah, there's that. That shit was funny.
Tuesday. It was.
Tuesday.
I rewatched that video. I was going to hell off. Q, I don't know how Q hit that button, but he hit a button.
Me either. Couple of more. And they said that they were lying about OJ Mayo being on meth. I was about to say, God damn.
I was saying, I hear that even. Drink more water with the super chat. Drink more water said John's being built up just to be taken down.
But that's what they always do. What's that Dark Knight line that Jay said? Die and be a hero, or live long enough to be the villain. What happens? Sports, man.
Yeah. What you had, Ken?
Oh, no, it was one more super chat from Drink More Water. And this is a good one, too. I'm glad he put it in here. Everybody keeps bringing up KD's foot on the line, but KD had an opportunity to win the game in overtime and went 0-6. People are quick to forget. Shit, I forgot.
Ken.
Good-ass fucking point.
Did we not hold KD accountable? I don't know if it was this Tuesday or the past Tuesday or whatever, where I said he had opportunities and we called him out. Specifically OKC, when he was still in OKC and he played against that Memphis grinded out team. He could have closed out that team from the free throw line and missed several in a row, including Westbrook. So KD's amazing. KD has yet to prove that he can be the best player on a championship team that's not loaded.
Yeah, it's a great point. And then Zaire Jones
That's my
with the Sun,
little brother.
huh?
I said that's my little brother, Sarah Jones, the platinum songwriting. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Go ahead, Ken.
Will the Phoenix Suns be 2022 NBA champions? They got to get CP3 back. I mean, before CP3, they were looking really, really strong. Focused, locked in on the mission, and that was to get what they felt they lost, even though the Bucks took it from them. But CP3 going down, that I don't know if that's going to impact that chemistry. I mean, CP3 is a vet; he's an OG, so I think he'll be fine when he comes back. But I don't know. I think they can come out the West, especially with the way the Warriors are struggling. Draymond is hit or miss right now. And if Draymond don't come back, they definitely should get out of the West. Nobody should
be
stop
back.
him.
Yeah, he's coming back soon. He's back to work. He's back.
He gonna get hurt again. But nah, man. I don't know. I honestly have to see how they are when CP3 comes back. But if you would ask me this a couple of weeks ago before he got hurt, it was looking likely that they can get there, even though the Bucks were looking nice too.
I don't think so. I just don't think they can get through the West. I think that this is a nice run. I think that they are focused, but I don't know. I just think that it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough. I think the Warriors are going to come back and be strong.
You said a nice run.
Yeah. This season, this whole season.
Wait, what do you mean is a nice? What's a nice run? What do you mean?
From the where they came from last year in the playoffs through this full season, that this was a nice run. But I think that the Warriors are going to stop them. I just think so.
Two seasons? Almost 2 seasons is a nice run?
I'm
saying say that like they just went on a winning streak.
It was now I'm talking about this. When I say a nice run, I mean they had a good year. A really, really good year. But I just don't think they're going to be able to sustain the playoffs.
Wow. You're so dismissive. You shitted on them when they started out saying they were just on a hot winning streak. They beat the Warriors, then they lose to the Warriors, then they went on to just go on a hell of another streak, have only 10 losses. The Warriors are damn plummeting.
Yeah.
and Sheldon just say it's a nice run.
That's it. Yeah, the Warriors look rough, but we know the Warriors are missing key pieces. And, Clay is in and out. Draymond's not
Clay
there.
ain't helped him since he came back.
No, he ain't. He just taking more shots. But
Sheldon? I understand, like, because I'm with you when the Warriors early on when they were looking good, when they were winning all those games, they looked damn near unbeatable. They look beatable now, but I give y'all Draymond's out, so I understand context. And I understand looking at the Warriors as the favorite, because I understand that too. But man, you got to get some more damn respect, though, bro.
We don't get
you give Miami respect over there in the East with the Bucks over there.
That's what I was gonna say. Y'all don't get a Heat no respect, so why should I respect the Suns?
Because the Heat, they don't have a superstar.
It's you know what? Compared to what they have in Phoenix, is pretty much the same thing. You got some great players. No. Who's their superstar?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is a superstar in name. He's not putting up like 20. He's scoring 27, 28 points. He's a leader.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to be. You don't have to be a dominant scorer to be a superstar.
Not
like
just
at
scoring,
the end of
but numbers. Period.
Nah, superstardom. In CP's case, at this point in his career, he's still a superstar because he's the ultimate general. He's always been the ultimate floor general. We know that when he's healthy, he's still clutch. We know that he comes up big and he makes the right play. He is still a superstar because everywhere he goes, they win.
Right.
Has he
And
declined?
he was closing out a lot of these games in the fourth quarter. He was winning a lot of games for them in the fourth quarter this season. Like he would just turn it on.
He's still a superstar, bro.
Yeah.
How many did he score this last game?
Let's see. Here you
He's
go.
out.
Always with the one thing.
That's fine. That's fine.
But we
know what the impact is. You know, look, we can't be giving Golden State credit, right, when Draymond is out and we see the impact. CP is out, we see the impact.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But he's out much more than even the Draymond is. We talk about
but
I'm with you.
But that doesn't negate his superstardom. How does that negate the superstar?
Devin Booker and Chris Paul combined for one superstar. Drink more water. You're right with that one.
My God, hell no.
All right,
look,
man.
If y'all want to say that Devin Booker is not a superstar, fine. That's fine. He's
I won't debate that.
Yeah, if you want to say he's not, fine. Cool. That's cool. I won't even argue it. But CP's a superstar. You can still put CP on any team, and that team is going to be better because he's there. It's simple as that. How many more times did he have to prove it? Those Houston Rocket teams, the best versions of them was when CP and Harden was there. Not Dwight.
We need to figure out
Russ, that was younger.
We need to look and see what we would consider a superstar, though.
Yeah, we got that conversation. I thought we had that one day before. But
we did have it before. I think we did.
Bring it back.
Yeah, we do. Because like I said, I love what I'm not a Chris Paul fan, but I love what he does because you're right. Everywhere he's been, he's impacted tremendously, including this Phoenix team. But at the same time, it's tough to. I don't know. It's just tough for me to call him a superstar at this point in his career. I think he's just clutch, and he's that guy, but he ain't no superstar.
Okay.
Why not? Wait, hold on, Ken. No. I hear the tempo in your voice. Nah, bro, we're not gonna let Shelton off on this one. Why is he not a superstar?
He's the third leading scorer on that team. I mean, yeah, he does lead in assists, and that's good too. But it's solid.
And steals.
He has solid numbers, but 14 and 10 is tough for me to say 14 and 10 is superstar worthy. It's just tough.
Think, if we're looking at it on paper, 100%. But I think that not every, and I'm the numbers guy. Everything is not about the numbers. What's the context with that? And then also, CP is in a decline, just like LeBron is in a decline. But when you start off so high, your decline still allows you to compete with the elite. See, is CP slower? Of course. CP's not as quick, but he's definitely more savvy. He understands the game even more. He still executes at a high level. And again, CP impacts the biggest thing that numbers don't show, which is winning. I'm pretty sure if you look at his plus minus, he's one of the highest in the league. I'm pretty sure if you look at his efficiency, he's probably still one of the highest in the league. But CP's value isn't measured in points, rebounds, and or assists. It's measured in wins. Like CP is a winner.
How many championships does he have?
Oh, come on.
Hey, look, there's
man.
a whole bunch of people that ain't got championships. So don't pull out the Nick. Don't pull out the Nick theory and rhetoric.
I'm just saying opportunities have been there.
But all right. And you know what? It's designed for not everybody to win, even though you're great.
Melo not going to get one, and he was a superstar.
So what's going to be different about this year? No, I ain't going to say he ain't going to get one. But what's going to be different about this year than the years past for him?
What I would say, what has been the difference was just their focus and their determination. Like they were locked in. They were doing the intangible thing that you seem to like so much. They had all that. And then we look over there at the East. I mean, if we been keeping it real, the Heat are in first by default. Chicago had players get hurt. The Bucks have been kind of coasting, and they had some players in and out early on in the season. KD went down, and they were the number one seed and the second seed for a minute. if those three things, and I know it's a lot of ifs, change, the Heat probably a fourth or fifth seed. So, but yeah.
Hold on. See, look, y'all motherfuckers done got me. All right, this is solely for Shelton. Is CP3 better, or would you rather have him over Jimmy Butler?
I'd rather have CP3, but once again, I don't.
Wait, no, because you don't like context, so we just gonna keep going down the list. We just gonna go down the list.
No, let's go down.
Let's just go down the list.
Come on,
let's go down the list. So CP over Jimmy. Would you rather have CP or Russell Westbrook?
Oh, that's easy. That's not even a question. That's definitely CP. Yeah. That's before this season too.
Would you rather have CP or DeJounte Murray?
I'd rather have DeJounte Murray.
Give me CP. Like for
DeJounte Murray?
Like not long term, not 5 years from now, but like this season and next season, give me CP.
It depends on the team that he's playing on. Like if you switch those players, what do you think is going to happen? Like I mean, it just really just depends. Yeah, DeJounte Murray is nice.
I know that he's one of my favorite players in the NBA, but
he's not better than
everybody
CP.
started liking him, because I liked him before he got hurt and missed damn near whole season.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus Christ,
let's keep going. Fred VanVleet or CP3?
Well, see, the thing about it is, and the same thing applies. Like I said, it depends on what team you're putting them on and what they're doing, what you need from them to do. If I need scoring, I'm going with Fred VanVleet. It's not a question because he's going to put the ball in the basket. If I need leadership, you go with what CP3 does. He's a bona fide leader, and he does elevate the players around him. But still, is that superstar worthy? That's my question. I'm not going to say it is. Because
you know why? Because CP will give you what you need when you need it. CP can get you 25, 30 when you need it. When you need it, he's not going to average that.
Yep.
But he'll get you what you need when you need it. So, all right, let's keep going down. Let's just keep going down. Let's just keep going down the road. Let me see. Who else? Who else would I put up there? So CP3 or Ja Morant?
Who's Ja?
Yeah, 100.
Yeah,
100. I'll take Ja. CP3 or Darius Garland?
CP3. I ain't seen enough of Darius Garland to get me there. He's excited me this year. He's having a good year, but he still ain't there. Yeah, I'm taking DeJounte.
CP3. Sure. CP3 or D'Angelo Russell.
I like CP3. I don't really like Russell's game.
Okay.
I don't like what he brings to the
CP3 or Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo? I thought you were gonna say LaMelo. Ain't no question either. But Lonzo, man, give me Lonzo
over CP.
Yeah, give me Lonzo. Lonzo gonna play some defense, bro.
CP still plays defense.
But Lonzo you say yourself how much of a stopper Lonzo is.
I love Lonzo. You know, everybody. I love Lonzo, but I'm not taking Lonzo over CP.
Once again, it still just depends on what we're talking about. All things
if we swap them,
if CP gonna get me, if he can play, if I'm assured he's gonna be there for the rest of the season, then I'll take CP over Lonzo, of course.
But Shelton, you're talking about the way. You're talking about the way that the team is constructed, right? So you see that I'm going for lead guards. I'm not talking about, Lonzo for motherfucking DeMar DeRozan, right? Like I'm talking people that play position. So even if we swap them, right? So I'm talking about you put CP on that San Antonio team, they win more games. If you put CP in Chicago, they're a better team.
You think they win more games than San Antonio? Because what San Antonio needs. What San Antonio needs is what DeJounte Murray brings. He's scoring, he's getting rebounds, and he's getting assists. They need all that. They don't just need somebody to come in and direct this team.
You know why I disagree? Because we saw CP take the goddamn OKC Thunder that nobody had any bit, and did he get him to the playoffs? Or he damn near got him to the playoffs?
They
made the playoffs, didn't they?
But they had, what I'm saying is he had scoring on that team. This team right here is devoid of most anything.
Ooh,
everything.
They had
this
one
San Antonio
guy.
team.
No, I understand. But okay, so he only had one guy that can get buckets.
Who?
The other guard. Was it
Gideons?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. He rallies them. Don't get me wrong. I love what CP3 does, and that's not. We kind of switched the argument. The argument went from CP, or is he a superstar? That's what the real argument is. And like I said, I think he's a great player. But he's always been that.
But the reason why I'm going down the list of players, because if you're saying he's not a superstar, right, if I can prove to you he's better than more than half of the point guards or lead guards on teams, how the hell is he not? When he's still winning, how is he not?
Because that still don't put you in the realm. You winning games, that still don't put you in the realm of superstar. What that don't make you a superstar. Like, that's why I say we got to have that discussion on what actually makes you a superstar.
So I've never heard in my life where you impact wins and that doesn't make you a superstar. I've never heard of seen
impact wins that aren't superstars. We talk about Butler. Jimmy Butler got the #1 team in the league right now on the Eastern Conference, but we all say he's not one. So how
we all don't say that? We all don't say that. Not all of us. Not all. Jimmy. It depends on the day for me. Ken says no, you say no, Q says yes, and Nick say yes. That's literally right down the middle.
But if he's the lead on that team and he's the engine that pushes that team, why is he not a superstar, but Chris Paul is?
Why is who not a superstar?
Jimmy Butler. See, that's what I'm saying. A leader is different than a superstar. I think that Chris Paul is the ultimate leader. I don't think there's a better leader in the league, period, than Chris Paul. But I don't know if I consider him one of my superstars. I just don't know if that's what I consider.
You know the reason. My main reason why I don't consider Jimmy Butler a superstar is because I don't know what I'm going to get from him consistently, right? Like I don't. Mm-hmm. He's not a 25, 27 point a game scorer. He's more around 20, 22, right? So he does impact winning in several different ways, but consistently, what is he outside of defense? Like he's a motivator. He's a rah-rah guy. He gets in people's face. He's the heart and soul of almost every team that he's been on. But what makes him a superstar? Now, defender, elite, grade A, of course. And that's why I say, depending on the day, he is a superstar. Because we know that he's going to bring the lunch pail. And we know he's going to dig deep and play defense. But when he couples that with 25, he looked like a superstar. He looked like one of the best wing overall players in the league. But then sometimes that man be struggling. And when he struggles, it's ugly. Because offensively, if he's not getting buckets, what else does he do offensively? When CP doesn't get buckets offensively, his own buckets, he creates buckets. He sets picks. He sets backdoor picks. He does all the little shit that you do not see on a stat sheet. That's why, in my opinion, CP's still a superstar. And what holds him on to still being a superstar at this point for me is that consistently, game in, game out, we know that he's going to give you what you need for that game. And they win. He's been tell me when he's been a winner since he's been in this league. The man impacts winning. Outside of LeBron, he's probably the second best impact player.
We're in agreement on that. But once again, we just have to figure out the definition of the superstar. Drink More Water asked the question, was John Stockton a superstar?
Yes. In his prime, yes. Controlled the game. He controlled. Whoa. Okay. See, now you asking a point guard if John Stockton was a superstar? I'm not saying he was the best point guard of his era because Magic Johnson was better than him. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Thomas was a scoring guard. You know what I'm saying? But outside of them two, who was better than him? We're talking about the all-time leading assist man and the all-time leading steals man. And when you can do both of those things at a high level, you are controlling the pace of the game. He was a superstar.
Was he, Kim?
I went with Karl Malone first, then John Stockton, but I would Yeah, I see where people coming from. Cause that man, bro, like he'll cut you. He'll get you. I know. I felt
Silent
the pain.
assassin.
The Rockets when he hit that 3 to send them
That
home.
hurt. That hurt.
Superstars make that type of play, man.
Man, yeah, nah. Because I mean, it was just him. It really was just him and Malone, and he made everything go. Malone ate off of John Stockton. So yeah.
Superstar. Who was a player John Stockton couldn't guard?
Yeah, he ignored a lot of people too.
Mm-hmm.
I hear a lot of the vets that play with him said that he was tenacious.
He was a pest.
If Gary Payton was a superstar, there's no way that John Stockton was not a superstar.
Yeah, Gary was definitely a superstar.
Eric B in the chat says superstar means that you can single-handedly win games on their own. He said, i.e. Luka, LeBron, KD, Giannis, Joker. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up and see what a superstar is, because like I said, to me, he's not.
Yeah, I don't think you'll find a. You know what? Maybe we can do that next Thursday, because I don't know if you'll find the definition, but maybe that's a good one. But yeah, shout out to your brother, man. He definitely started something with that one. But yeah, just to kind of circle back to the question, there are some teams in the East that have something to say, and if CP3 is healthy and they get back to the way they were before he got hurt, I like their chances. Cool. Was that the last one? Mark Eaton. Yeah, I remember him.
Big ass 7'4" that dude Jordan dunked over.
Yep. Peyton said Stockton was harder to guard than MJ. GP and Baron Davis said he was the toughest player to play against. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, Stockton was something else.
How was Stockton tougher to guard than MJ?
You know Gary Payton be hating, man.
Yeah, he do.
He's still mad at MJ.
Yeah, it's a lot of probably say that.
He is.
But and also, I mean, I know Gary did guard MJ, but he didn't guard MJ a lot. You know, I'm sure he guarded Gary Payton more than MJ, so he probably has firsthand knowledge of that. But I'm sure if he guarded MJ like all the time, he probably would feel differently if that was his main guy.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, that's going to do it for us, man. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. We appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us once again, and we'll catch you guys on Tuesday. Appreciate it.
Peace.